MAGA supporters invaded our HBCU.
What is going on over here?
You called the East primitive, but what? We created y'all knowledge. We created y'all science. We created y'all math. Y'all didn't do shit besides steal. Y'all didn't do anything to your You guys didn't make shit. You guys touch children. You guys fuck.
Showing them the door.
We walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus. We gonna figure that out, but I don't know. They need to get like a trespass, like penalty or something because
Sending them off.
Tell him it's that boy. He thought he was gonna come up like Charlie.
yes. Say good job, TSU.
This is supposed to be a university. HBCU. It's supposed to be black excellence, but what it's looking like is black ignorance. Unfortunately, it seems to be that HBCUs are racist. I say that HBCUs are racist simply because why do we have separate universities just for black people? We fought for segregation, but yet we're still segregating ourselves and fighting for it. I don't understand that. I mean, we're going to get into that probably on a different day, but this right here is animalistic behavior, period. I understand these people, these MAGA people, they came for civil debate, just how like Charlie Kirk did. They went to several universities for civil debate, and were successful. Unfortunately, they went to this HBCU and things got extremely heated. It started off as a civil debate as usual, and then the mob came along and started ripping their signs, taking their belongings, throwing stuff at them, cursing at them, saying racial slurs, racial statements. We made this, y'all stole that, things like that. And it just goes to show you that these HBCUs, and not only the HBCUs, but these universities, period, are basically indoctrination camps. They're indoctrinating camps, because for the simple fact that there's no reason for you to be this hype, this aggressive, this offended by a conservative debate, by people coming to your campus to really challenge your beliefs. It is okay to express your First Amendment, which is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, to just basically say what it is that you want to say, to have civil debate. You are supposed to. That is the point. What's the point of going to a university, attending a university, if nobody can challenge your beliefs? What do you stand for? If everybody was in agreement, then there would be no diversity in America. These people went onto this HBCU campus and received a lot of backlash and a lot of racism, period. Unfortunately, when people don't know how to debate, or they really just don't have facts, quote unquote, leftists, liberals, and people, the categories that fall within the left, I'm not going to name them. We just clearly seen one category, one group of people that fall under the left. When you can't debate, when you have no facts, you resort to violence. You resort to being aggressive. And it's just sad. And that's another reason why, again, I'm glad that I'm no longer a part of that Democratic cult. Because behavior like this, I see nothing wrong with I see nothing wrong with them going to that campus for civil debate, especially since that's not the only campus that they have attended. Now, if that HBCU was the only campus that the conservative people attended, then yeah, I probably would think that it was maybe some maliciousness behind it. Maybe them possibly trying to provoke them simply because why are you here? And why is this the first school you decide to attend? But it's not. They attended several, and they all were successful. It just goes to show you where the black community is mentally, what we're being taught, what we're praising, what we think is right, which is actually wrong, and what we think is wrong is actually right. There's nothing wrong with civil debate. If you believe this way, debate your argument. Let's talk about it. They came up with signs basically saying DEI should be illegal, which I totally agree. And also deport all illegal immigrants, again, which I totally agree with that as well. I believe that DEI, which they were debating, is unfair for all Americans. It only favors specific Americans and Americans that aren't qualified. I'm gonna put it like this, that aren't as qualified as somebody else. So basically, DEI chooses based off of race and gender, not merit. And I think that's unfair. If I get on a plane, I want the person to be qualified for the job. I want this person to be hired as my pilot to get me there safely because they have the qualifications, not because they're black, or not because they're female, or not because they're gay, but simply because they have the correct qualifications to get the job done efficiently. And DEI does not support merit. It supports a racial quota or any quota that makes supposed to be equal and is not equal. Illegal immigrants, another poster that they had on campus. I totally agree with that. A lot of you all know that I had a problem with illegals when I moved to Texas. That was my biggest concern. That was my biggest competition. I was in competition with illegal immigrants at my job just to stay at my job. Mind you, again, I was the only woman, and the only woman of color at that. Everybody in my kitchen, in my workspace, were Hispanic, and they were there illegally. I knew it. They knew I knew it. I was told it. They showed it. No one spoke English but me and the managers. And they were hard working, but they didn't belong there. And they gave me a very, very, very hard time. And that's when I started to notice that, hey, illegals are a problem. They're a problem. Even if you're here just to get money to take back to your family back in your own country, your home country, it's still a problem because, number one, you should not be here. You want to be here, you have to do it the correct way. Because I can't go into your country and just say, hey, I'm going to take all these resources, pretend like I give a daggone about this country, and then I'm going to take it all and go back to my country and take care of my family. Screw the people in this country. I'm not here to appease the people in this country. I don't even care about this country. And that's how I feel. And that's what a lot of illegals come to America with the mindset of. They're not here to be truly an American, a proud citizen, a patriot. They're not here for that. They're here to steal your job, use your taxes, your resources, anything that they can get their hands on that will benefit them and their family. And they're going to take it proudly, and you're going to be left in the dust. And we've seen that happen with illegals so far these past couple of years under the Biden administration, unfortunately. So I totally agree with these guys. I don't think anything that they said was incorrect. I just think that the people that they were debating already had their mind set, and they were also racist. Unfortunately, as a black person, I'm going to keep it 100. And I know this because people have spoke to me about this. It's something about white people in this daggone red MAGA hat that pisses black people off. Not only just black people, but liberals, period. But we're talking about black people right now. It's something about white skin and this red hat that makes black people mad. And it's very unfortunate because they can't even tell you why. They just know it's been embedded in them. They have been indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe that this is a trigger. White skin with a MAGA hat is a trigger, and it shouldn't be. Especially if you know what you're debating. If you know your argument, if you know exactly why you're mad and what you're fighting for, this should not be a trigger. But it is, and it's a trigger because they don't know. They don't know what they're fighting for. All they know is slavery, something that happened 200 years ago. That's all they know. All they know is picking cotton for the white man and getting slashes on their back as if they went through it. As if that person that they were debating was their slave master. And again, I say this all the time. This is exactly why we can't move forward as a black community, because we have stuff like this that happens. This is not black excellence. That was black ignorance at its finest. I think we have a few more videos. We're going to keep scrolling.
This guy is spitting pure facts.
Yeah.
Not only was the ghetto-ass students' behavior unacceptable, but that PR statement from the college basically condoning it was BS. Play the clip.
I've never heard of feelings tours, but he went onto an HBCU campus and proved that we are incompetent and we cannot sit down and have a civil conversation. All he did was set a table up for 10 minutes, and they started doing this. But you want to know what it was? It wasn't the message. It was the color of his skin and his hat. They felt like because a white man with a Make America Great Again hat on.
I'm sorry, I have to pause right there. I literally just said the same thing this young man just said. It wasn't the message. It was the color of his skin and this freaking red MAGA hat that for some reason just tease black people off. I don't understand why, but it does. He just said the same thing. That blows my mind. It's true. It's so true. I hate to say it, but a lot of black people are racist.
Came to their campus and set up a table to have open debates. They felt like they had the right to riot, make BLM signs, which they don't even know. They probably don't even know that George Floyd family ain't getting not a drop from them. They don't know that George Floyd put a gun to a pregnant woman's head. They don't know that he was high off fentanyl while actively committing a crime. That's why he died. And I honestly don't blame them college students, bro. It's the motherfucking environments that they grew up in. You gotta think they're in college. Black Lives Matter started 5 years ago. Man, they was in high school when Black Lives Matter was going on. So from as long as they can really politically remember, white man has always been bad.
Boy, been spitting facts.
And that's the shit that's going to keep America in the same spot it is. Keep the black community in the same spot it is.
Come on.
Because when we don't get our way, we want to riot, do all this hooting and hollering instead of sitting down and talking to one another. Because think our ancestors are proud of that shit. And I guarantee you, these stupid motherfuckers probably feel like they did our ancestors a great service. No, our ancestors are rolling over in their fucking graves right now because y'all don't know how to act. Our ancestors didn't act like this. They sat there and they talked with their voices. They wanted to be heard. Y'all don't want to be heard. Y'all just want to start riots and shit, yo. Y'all don't want to sit down and have a conversation with nobody. Like I said, it's...
Yo, he's spitting facts. Everything he just said, I totally agree. Everything he said is absolutely true. We can't have civilized conversations and debates as a community. We can't. It's because we don't know how. We have been brainwashed to thinking one specific way. And if you don't think this way, then we are against you. And don't be white with a MAGA hat on. Please don't be white with a MAGA hat on. Oh, you're definitely the enemy. These people came on this campus peacefully, calling for civil debate, trying to continue Charlie Kirk's legacy. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Trying to continue his legacy by going to different college campuses and just trying to have civil debate. Political, religious, whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, in HBCUs like this one, it can't happen. But they want to call Donald Trump racist. But Donald Trump just donated $500 million to HBCUs. If I was him, I would take it back after this video. HBCUs, after that, don't deserve that $500 million. Matter of fact, HBCUs shouldn't even be a separate organization, school type shindig. It shouldn't be. Because we're free and we're equal. So why do we have HBCUs still in place to this day? If there were historically white universities, it would be a problem. Black people will probably protest these universities. They probably will try their best to get them shut down. They'll probably try to burn it, talk about it like a dog. It's a double standard. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that black people can do and get away with that white people can't. Like HBCUs. Honestly, I can't believe that HBCUs are still a thing in 2025. We've been free. We've been equal. Civil rights been a thing. But I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me about this. Oh, I know I'm about to get it in the comments. If this video gets views, I just know for a fact that y'all are going to be on my butt about this one. But I don't care. I don't care. The truth is the truth. And this right here is unacceptable behavior.
The message that he was trying to send.
To
Sit down and have a civil conversation. They did not like the color of that dude's skin. I don't care. That is pure racism. Let it be the other way around. Y'all be ready to rally through the motherfucking streets all over the United States of America.
But finally, we are no longer being quiet and we are finding our voice. This is a prime example that all voices are desperately needed. I hope this young man continues to tell the truth. And I hope that Blexit, which is powered by Turning Point, gets this HBCU college tour going sooner than yesterday. Maybe my homeboy Cam Higsby can partner with me and Pierre and the rest of the Blexit team on going on these HBCUs and having these dialogues and conversations.
I would.
The boy was spitting facts, and he was absolutely right. Our ancestors and forefathers are rolling in their graves as they were superior in intelligence. As this ignorant BS is no way to conduct yourself.
Right.
You don't go out and... It's just racism.
It is.
He hit it on the nail. It was just because they white.
It's because they
That's
white.
just point blank and period what it was.
Racism.
Anyway, for more mean tweet commentary, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Those two MAGA people who got ran off TSU's campus, I finally found out who they are. Their names are Andrew Bemo and Cam Higbee, and they're running something called the Fearless Tour. I just want to show you guys something. So these are the two signs that they had on TSU's campus. And as you see here, well, I mean, you can read it for yourselves. See, this is what they like to do. They like to do things like this, and then when they get called out for it, when they get chased off campus, it's, oh, well, we didn't know what we were doing. Because they later came out and said that they didn't know that TSU was an HBCU. One of the most prestigious HBCUs, they didn't know. But just look at the...
Well, that right there should tell you that they weren't there intentionally to provoke violence. If they did not know that that was a HBCU campus, obviously they thought it was just a regular campus. These signs... There's nothing wrong with the sign. Actually, the HBCUs proved their point. The sign says nobody should be killed over opinions. R.I.P. Charlie. I agree. Nobody should be killed for using their First Amendment. Freedom of speech. Nobody's life should be taken for their opinion. And if this sign upset black people at HBCUs, then there's a problem with black people at the HBCUs. And the problem is indoctrination, being brainwashed, not thinking for themselves, only doing what they have been told, brainwashed by the mainstream media. Mainstream media has taught black people, especially young black people at these HBCUs, to result in violence, result in aggression. When people disagree with you, get in their face, yell, scream. This is what they incite. This is what they tell people to do. The Democrats, the left, when people disagree with them. And unfortunately, it has us looking like animalistic fools. This is horrible behavior. And to think that I used to play at an HBCU from time to time, back when I was a Democrat, didn't know any better. I was out there too. I was out there doing the Black Lives Matter protest, protesting for George Floyd. I'm thinking that I'm doing this in the name of black people, in the name of peace, and I'm doing everything right, but I'm sitting there breaking into the Nike store, stealing shoes. I'm sitting there breaking into the Apple store, stealing watches and headphones and phones. But this is supposed to be a peaceful protest. That was my wake-up call. I'm out there looting at a protest. I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I breaking into this store with all these other young black people? In the name of who and for what? I couldn't even tell you why. Well, what am I supposed to do when I get caught with these shoes and these iPhones? R.I.P. George Floyd. Well, what does George Floyd have to do with me looting? Nothing. And this is what the left pushes. They push violence. They push division, violence, division, behavior like this. I'm more so independent, but I'm leaning more so towards the conservative side because the left is just way too far left, and I can't get down like this. I used to get down like that. I'm tired of being mad. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting every time a black person gets shot or killed for them doing something stupid that the mainstream media tries to hide, like George Floyd, like this young man just said. It's sickening. It's tiring. It's tiring, and I would love to see the black community do better, but I don't think there's no saving the black community. I think the only thing or person that can save the black community is Jesus himself. The black community is doomed because nobody can correct them. Nobody can say anything to them. Nobody can criticize them. Nobody can shame them for their animalistic, aggressive behaviors, hypocritical, narcissistic behaviors. Nobody can say anything to black people. So I think the black community is a done deal, unfortunately. I pray that it gets better, but them rejecting the truth at the rate that they are, it can't get any better. I feel sorry for these people. I feel sorry for I think it's what are they called? The Fearless Tour. The Fearless Tour, in the name of Charlie Kirk, rest in peace to him. I don't think that they had any malicious intent on doing what they did. I truly believe in my heart they showed up for a civil debate, and it went left. Of course, because he was debating the left. And that's what the left do. They always go really, really left, unfortunately. If y'all haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel if y'all like the content. Let me know down below in the comments what y'all think about this. Do y'all think that they were there to intentionally provoke the people at the university, or were they there truly just for civil debate? I truly believe that they were there for a civil debate, simply because that's not the only school they went to. Again, if it had been, then I might have opposing opinions, but it looks like an innocent debate that just went left. So yeah, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. God bless you. God bless America. Peace. Love y'all.